hit the like button.
What are they so? What are they so? If you open strong.
Yeah, if I start with it, then maybe they haven't clicked us off yet. They get through the welcome to Snark Marks thing. So before you leave, hit the like button. Thank you.
Yeah, we put a lot of work into that Tropic Thunder episode.
Yeah.
Please hit the like.
Yeah, it took me so long to get that makeup off.
That was weird because you did like extensive white face, which is odd. An odd play.
I was gonna go for Simple Jack, but welcome to Snark Marks, everybody. We're a very funny podcast out of the Central Valley of California. I'm Andrew. That's Dusty.
Hey.
Follow us on all the stuff. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, where we put all the video podcasts on there because you want to see our ugly mugs, right?
Yeah. Then you could see all the lavish riches that YouTube has allowed. The algorithm's been paying out. On that
I bought this,
Von Erichs episode.
I bought this pillow.
Mm-hmm.
Dusty and I've been sitting here planning our San Francisco excursion.
That's what a treat,
Oh man, we're gonna go see some bands. Probably get robbed. It's gonna be great.
Yeah, maybe a cable car museum if time allows.
We have heard tell of a cable car museum. Yeah. God damn it! Imagine you get to go to San Francisco and the one thing you want to go to is the cable car museum.
Yeah. Well, they have Alcatraz, they have Old Town. You could ride a cable car. No, I just want to see some. Yeah. I want to know the rich, luscious history of the public transit of San Francisco.
I already know everything there is to know about cable car architecture. God damn it. It's hard to say.
You've been, yeah. But
cable
you cooked
car architecture.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. I wanted to be a car check from early on.
It's hard, isn't it?
Yeah.
Man, all I want to do is be a cable architect.
But no, that job went the way of the dinosaur. So Andrew, the other day, an oddity happened to me.
I like oddities.
I am getting ready to leave to go play drums at the church that pays me to play drums.
Mm-hmm.
I open the door. There is a 7-Eleven bag on the doorstep of my door.
Was it on fire?
No. So Adam Sandler and his friends weren't in the background.
Remember, guys, we've talked about this on the podcast before. One of the funniest bits in the world, lighting a bag of dog dew on fire.
And I was like, huh.
Yeah.
Because I certainly at 7 a.m. did not order an entire DoorDash of 7-Eleven goods to my home.
Yeah, man. If you're DoorDashing convenience store stuff, you better not have legs. Like, if you have any form of mobility, go get it. Or you have COVID. If you have COVID, you could stay home.
Yeah.
But if you have any form of, I can leave the house currently, I'm a free man or woman, I can move.
Yeah.
There's a convenience store a half mile from your house, guaranteed.
No, in any direction, a stone's throw. Yeah. So I look at it. There's 2 big gulps, and there's
red. I want to meet this fucking guy.
A red and a blue. And so I do a quick perusal. I'm like, maybe the DoorDash dude just dropped it off, and I can tell him, hey, this is not my DoorDash order. Nobody's around. Nobody seems to be around that's doing DoorDash delivery. I'm like, all right. And there's a big bag of Cheeto Puffs on the top. Someone very high ordered this at some hour and put in the wrong address.
Was balls deep in a dungeon on World of Warcraft, and he could not get it. He can't put clothes on for his bed sores.
Right, and probably the previous amount of Cheeto dust caused him to mistype the address.
When you said 2 big gulps, a red and a blue, what are we talking about? A red and a blue? Are they color coded? The big gulps?
No, there's I think a cherry flavor.
You're talking about ices.
Oh, maybe they were in big gulp cups.
Oh, so it could just be you're just saying the liquid is because a big gulp is just a giant cup,
a container,
like a receptacle for.
It could be a big gulp of chili if you so desired. If you were ingenuitous enough to
Did
to want
did
one.
you think about going? All right. Well, see you later, and walking inside.
Yeah, just to the stray cat that lives under my car when it's parked. Uh, so I'm like, okay, well,
So it's 2 big gulps and a bag of Cheetos. That's what you got.
well, that's what I can see.
Oh, okay.
It is on the top, right? Because the 2 big gulps are in a separate container. The bag of Cheetos is atop a bag of 7-Eleven stuff, but I can't see in the 7-Eleven bag to see what's in there.
I bet there's some Black and Milds in there.
So I'm like, okay, well, if it were me and the DoorDash dude sent that picture and I knew it wasn't my house, I would be like, hey,
Yeah.
let me see if I can go find this real quick because maybe he delivered it one door over or something. Who knows, right? So I'm like, well, I don't want to mess with this. Also, I've got to go. I'm just going to leave it on the doorstep for now because it's not hurting anything for it to be on the doorstep, right? But if I come home, because the round trip for going to play drums is about 4 hours, from the practice to the service to the end, and getting home, right?
Yeah. You stay for the whole service?
Yeah.
All right.
And
Just wondering if you were
unless they're
just like a
doing
hired gun, you know what I mean?
unless they're doing an acoustic song for the ending, and then maybe I'll be like, hey, you care if I dip out of it? Like, you
Oh,
don't
so you
need
guys
me.
have ending song.
Yeah, during the offering, dude. You gotta
I
give an
forgot
ending
about
song
that.
during the
You really got to
offertory.
pump them up during the offering.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It gets them church joke I heard. It gets them standing up so they can more easily grab their wallet. You see.
Oh my fucking god.
Because it's still about craven
Oh,
capitalism
man.
in the evangelical church.
The-
So
okay. You know what? This rock and roll is making me feel charitable as fuck.
really, he is a god of wonders. Let me take this 20 out. So so I'm like, okay, if it's still here when I get home, whatever. But I texted my wife and was like, hey, there's a bag of 7-Eleven stuff
Unattended
outside.
bag.
Yeah, so if you hear some rustling, it might be 7-Eleven guy coming to get his stuff, right?
Yeah.
Come home, 7-Eleven bag still on the still on the porch.
Yeah.
All right, well, these these slushies or whatever they were,
Yeah,
are no longer good. They've been sitting. Certainly, they are no longer good. But I'm claiming eminent domain. This Cheetos bag has been sitting on my porch for like near 5 hours.
Oh yeah, you've got squatters' rights on
Yeah,
this Cheetos bag.
Those are my Cheetos. I gave a long leash before I decided these are my Cheetos. So I go inside. I have the bag. There's a breakfast sandwich in the bag. That goes immediately.
That's fucked too. Yeah.
Immediately in the trash. No thanks. It's that breakfast sandwich is sketchy from the word go. Let alone 5 hours later.
You wouldn't have eaten it either way, even if you had decided to do it fresh?
No, fresh I probably would have munched down on it. But it's like you have a very limited window.
No, that's
that meat is sweaty.
That thing is glowing, bro.
Yeah.
It's a 7-Eleven breakfast sandwich.
It's sweaty from the jump.
That thing was born of a different ilk. You know?
It's but inside the bag a plethora of riches. Giant bag of flaming hot Cheeto puffs.
Oh,
you know what?
Shit.
That's going in the pantry.
Puffs?
Wimp.
Yeah. Have you ever seen the Little Giants?
Yeah. That's
there's a kid hits his head and he's like knocked out, and they take his helmet off, and they're like, "What's in there?" Because he's got it looks like he's got blood on his forehead, and it's a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. And he goes, "What's that?" And he goes, "Cheetos, crunchy or puffed? Puffed." Wimp.
Yeah. I don't like the puffs. They scratch my mouth. They're like
the texture and the crunchy is just, it's part of it.
Yeah.
Like I don't understand. I don't know what's going on with puffs.
So that's in there. Some Limon Lay's potato chips. That's a win. This guy has good taste. They're
well, you know me. I prefer the plain.
But,
right. If you ask Mary, she likes the limon. So
yeah. Flamin' hot Doritos. Some kind of special Infuego Dorito or whatever, It's like, all right, well, that's good.
Jesus Christ, what is up with this guy?
I told you that is a man that is doing equally both of the things that we said. He's high as shit, and he's been playing NCAA football with his buddy for like 17 hours straight.
See, I feel like this isn't an NCAA football guy. This is a nerd. This is a like NCAA football guy would have gotten a Bang energy drink and some beef sticks. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That's he's raiding dungeons.
Yeah.
Like you said, yeah.
100%.
But gummy clusters, nerds, gummy cluster candy.
Oh, fuck. Those are good, by the way.
Yeah,
I had those
yeah.
for the first time a couple weeks ago when I was playing Dungeons and Dragons, by the way.
Let me get a
And
piece of this. Yeah.
They are good. They are very good.
And peanut butter Reese's, like a big bag of the minis, you know. Man. But those were kind of screwed because they'd been out in the heat. So like, I took it inside and we put them in the refrigerator, and it was just a big ball of Reese's, like one big bowling ball Reese's.
Yeah,
now
it's
instead
like
of a lot of
Silverman, it counts as one nacho.
And that was it. That was the bag of plenty. You know?
I am surprised that there were no like Black and Milds or Swisher Sweets. These seem like maybe blunt people,
right?
But nerds are less blunty. Nerds are more pipe guys. So
right, the 7-Eleven is woefully lacking in pipe tobacco.
Yeah. So and pipe, but like I'm talking about weed. So like, because if you gut Black and Milds and Swisher Sweets and put weed in them, and that becomes a blunt. That's what Snoop Dogg smokes all the time. That's what Andrew used to really enjoy.
Yeah.
But now they give him panic attacks.
Now, you must forgive my ignorance. It is showing. What is a spliff then?
A spliff, that some people call spliffs different things. My understanding of a spliff, which I think is the general understanding of spliffs, is a spliff is you roll a joint, but you put tobacco in it as well.
Okay.
So like you get some people buy like buglers, which are like cigarettes that you roll yourself for poor people, but they tell you that it's because it's better for you, but it's because they're poor. Right. And so they put weed in a joint wrapper and then sprinkle some tobacco over the top and roll that up.
Okay.
I've only tried that like once. No, thank you.
Not for you. Yeah. So I was just like, well, that's weird. And of course, at first my paranoia is like, is this some sort of message? Someone's sending me
What's up, fat boy? You want to?
Yeah. Or like that's secretly poisoned somehow.
Yeah.
And it's the long con. Flaming. Who could resist flaming hot Cheeto puffs and then lace them in arsenic and then
yeah,
it's a perfect crime.
There's a guy with a curly mustache in your bushes.
Yeah, he's moved on from tying me to a train track. No, logistically,
he'll be foaming at the mouth in no time.
Yeah, man. See,
now I can marry Sarah.
Yeah, and I can steal his land where there's gold, where there's oil underneath.
But wait. What if Sarah eats some?
Oh no!
Oh no!
Foiled. I have something very serious I need to discuss with you, Andrew.
Oh God, did I correct you?
Yes. We're gonna take it off pod. Okay. But first, we're both in fact, we're planning to go see Green Day. We're both fans of Green Day.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yep.
Please don't turn the podcast off. I'm going to very briefly tell Andrew a wrestling thing. That is not the thing we're talking about. I promise.
Yeah, don't leave.
Last night on AEW, they did a video, a career retrospective for one Bryan Danielson. Who
they played Good Riddance, didn't they?
Who
those sons of bitches
is possibly he is putting his career on the line at their next pay-per-view. If he does not win their title, he will retire from pro wrestling. So they're treating it very seriously. They've got a video of his long accomplishments. Not the WWF ones, because they don't have the video rights to that. But many of his other accomplishments are in this video. They played as the soundtrack, Good Riddance, Time of Your Life, Over It.
Yeah.
Now my question, and I want to be delicate about this. Do we need to retire Good Riddance, Time of Your Life, thank it for its service, but put its jersey right next to Crazy by Gnarls Barkley as a hack? Can't put that song over video anymore, over pictures, and just use it as your default song. No more high school graduations. No more youth mission trips. We must leave Good Riddance Time of Your Life where it belongs.
Yeah, it's called Good Riddance.
This
isn't a like, hey, I love you. All the times were so great, but
right.
we must part now song. It is a I'm pissed off at you, and I'm trying to let go of you, even though I'm really mad at you song. You know what I mean?
It's a Born in the USA situation.
Yes, exactly. Which I
Yeah.
just learned about, by the way. I like 3 days ago.
Yeah.
Which is funny that you bring this up. Somebody was talking about it on a podcast, how like Born in the USA is like not what you think it is, but everybody just hears the chorus.
Yeah.
And yeah, I've been to graduations that play Good Riddance. I've seen all of it. We should put it in the rafters. It's a great song. We should listen to the song. Did you freeze? Are you gone?
Uh-oh.
Oh, God damn it, Dusty.
Hey.
There he is.
There I am.
We're still recording.
Okay.
You look crisp. Did you change places?
No. Well, from where we recorded last week, I'm in a different spot. Yeah.
I guess I just didn't notice before.
Yeah. You never noticed.
No, I don't fucking care. So go ahead.
So yeah, I think it's time to retire. Good Riddance Time of Your Life.
Yeah, man. I'm no notes. I'm on board. It's a good song. It's a really good song. It's inappropriate for almost every situation that it's just because it says, I hope you had the time of your life.
Right. Like you said, the sentiment of the song is not what you think the sentiment of the song is. It's it's a breakup song where he's real mad, but it sounds sweet because it's acoustic and it has strings at the end.
Well, and it seems like he's like, well, and Billy's even said he's like trying to keep a level head even though he's really angry.
Right.
It's kind of like the opposite of No Children by the Mountain Goats.
Yeah, I was thinking Don't Think Twice, It's All Right by Bob Dylan, which I think is maybe the best breakup song ever.
Yeah, I love that song, and that has been that song has represented me in a lot of relationships. No, more actually, Innate Me Babe is generally me in relationships.
That's
don't think for someone to open each and every door. It ain't me.
It ain't me. No. You could have been nicer to me, but that's all right. You just kind of wasted all of my precious time. But don't think twice. It's all right. Is a real good knife twist sort of lyric. But yeah, I just think like in the intervening almost 30 years since that song came out, there hasn't been one other song that you could put that has sentimentality to it. Like as soon as the ba-da-da-da started playing, I was like, God damn it. Hacks, what are you doing? Come on.
It's that's for even, especially for like a guy who's like a badass. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's like
he's the American dragon, bro. Yeah.
And the funny thing is, they play it at graduations all the time. What's more predictable than a graduation?
Oh my gosh!
God damn it, Dusty's fucking internet's dead again.
I don't know. I don't know what's happening. I'm closer to the router than I normally am.
I had a good line.
I'm so sorry.
And I couldn't even get the laugh. I probably can't even include the line.
Oh, you want me to count you down?
No, it's dead. It's over. I'll probably put the line in and then have me chastising you for your internet getting knocked off again.
Right.
Maybe it's the subject.
Yeah, let's move past it.
I have had a song stuck in my head for like a week and a half.
Okay.
And I can't get rid of it. And you're going to be surprised what song it is.
Piano Man by Billy Joel.
No, but it's almost in the ballpark.
Okay.
It's almost a good guess, actually. It is a good guess, but it's like almost in the ballpark. Michael Bolton's "How Am I Supposed to Live Without You?"
Uh-huh. That. Wait, that's not "How Do I Live Without You," right? That's a different song. How do I live? No, that's like a country song. I don't know that I know this song that you're.
How am I supposed to live
Oh,
without you? That one.
Of course, yes.
Yeah. Oh, fuck, man.
Why is? Huh?
It came up on like a shuffle one day, and then I listened to it like 4 times over the span of like 3 days or something like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then I've just been singing it in my head for like a week and a half, and I don't know how to get rid of it.
That's. I had not an exact thing like that happened to me, but I was going through some reels on Facebook, and there was just this singer popped up singing "Bad Bad Leroy Brown." Do you know
The baddest man in the whole damn town?
Look, dude.
Yeah.
It's badder than old King Kong. Meaner than a junkyard dog.
That's a bad dude, Leroy Brown.
That's a bad dude right there. And I was like, okay, so like Jim Croce, I love that song. Yeah. And then I was like, doesn't Jim Croce also sing Big Jim? Which is kind of the exact same song as Leroy Brown. Do you know Big Jim? You don't mess around with Big Jim?
He had to write like a follow-up to Bad Leroy Brown.
It's like you don't tug on Superman's cape, you don't spit into the wind.
That's what that's from?
Yeah, you don't tug on the Lone Ranger's mask, and you don't mess around with Big Jim.
Did you look it up?
Yeah, it is Jim Croce. So
Jim Croce, and Jim Croce is a what is it? Groucho Marx looking ass motherfucker? Is Groucho the one with the mustache?
He is kind of, yeah. But also amazing. Like he wrote "Time in a Bottle," which I don't know if you know that song, but goddamn, is that a great song? If I could hold time in a bottle, you know the first thing I would do. It's awesome, dude.
I'm already in, dude.
Yeah.
Already in.
Oh yeah, it's sad as shit. You'd love it. So I was like, okay, there's Bad Bad Leroy Brown, there's Big Jim, there's Big John by Dean Martin. Do you know that song? Big John.
They just love singing about these big dudes.
Yeah, the Legend of
Gargantuan Jerry's my favorite.
Yeah, just what Aglamegaly Arnold is my favorite guy.
You know, it just made me think of when in the B Sharps episode of The Simpsons when Homer is there at the Statue of Liberty, and he's like talking about like this big woman who's blah blah blah. This guy's like, this enormous woman will kill us all, and he jumps off the boat.
Yeah. There's the Legend of John Henry's Hammer, right?
Yeah.
And so I started making a playlist
of like big dude songs,
of just like kind of big dude songs / old story songs.
Yeah.
And now I got quite a playlist. Pretty good. One Piece at a Time by Johnny Cash, which is a song that I love. Do you know that
One Piece at a Time fits in there? I mean, I guess the guy did do a really cool thing.
Well, it's just a story about a guy doing a thing.
It is a story.
You know?
It is a story. Yeah. So if anybody hasn't heard One Piece at a Time, basically a guy works at a place where they build cars, and he steals an entire Cadillac one piece at a time.
But it doesn't all work together, you know. He only had one tail fin. He come to realize.
At the end, it was 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66.
Yeah. It's
didn't cost him a dime though, from what I
No, it didn't. I like after we bought an adapter kit, we had it humming just like a song. So now I've just got like an old timey country playlist filled with like. Then it ended up being like I put "Family Tradition" by Hank Williams Jr. on there. I put "I Saw the Light" by Hank Williams. Like it eventually just sort of morphed into like in the likeness of these sort of artists.
Just
You
dirty
know,
pants songs. That's what
yeah,
it should be called. Dirty pants
yeah,
songs.
just Mama Tried. You know,
You should put what's it called? The Only Hell My Mama Ever Raised
it's
by
on
Johnny
there.
Paycheck. It's on there.
Hell yeah, it is.
That's one of the best. I love that song.
The only
She told me not to smoke it, but I did. It took me far away.
Yep. That's the only daddy that'll walk the line. You know that song?
All right. Yep.
You got the only daddy that'll walk the line. And I was just like, ooh, let me check this one out and this one out and this one. And then now that's like my going for a walk playlist. I'll just listen to these songs about old timey prospector type dudes.
Oh, Johnny Paycheck has another one.
Dusty motherfuckers. Take this job and shove it is Johnny
that's
Paycheck.
another big song, but he has one Colorado Kool-Aid. You got to put that one on there.
Oh, okay. I don't think I have Colorado Kool-Aid on there.
Look up the Colorado Kool-Aid lyrics, because there's a part in there, the first line. Well, I was sitting in this beer joint down in Houston, Texas. Was drinking Colorado Kool-Aid and talking to some Mexicans. That's the beginning of the song.
Yeah. I don't know why. Like, I just love. Listen, there's one called Big Iron. Do you know Big Iron?
I don't know Big Iron.
It's about like like a mean desperado dude, and then a lawman comes to town, and this guy's killed 20 other men that were after him, but this guy had Big Iron on his hip, you know. Like, I put made me think of you. I put The Wanderer and Run Around Sue on here just because, you know,
Dion is timeless. What about it doesn't really work sonically, but what about Renegade by Styx?
Oh, see, it didn't suggest it. That does go thematically.
Yeah.
You know, In the Jailhouse Now from the Oh Brother Where Art Thou soundtrack.
And a shooting dash.
Yeah. I just the turn that song takes gets me almost every time, where he's talking about his dumb friend who's in the jailhouse, and then this guy, the narrator of the song, meets a woman. And it didn't take long. She started calling me honey, and we started spending my money. I'm in the jailhouse now. Like, now it's him. The tables have turned, unfortunately.
Top shelf yodeling in that
one
song.
And John Turturro's face while he's yodeling. One of the greatest acting jobs of all time.
Put it on his chest when he does
yeah,
it?
Yeah.
Of course he does.
King of the Road, Act Naturally is on here.
Really good song. Buck Owens or the Beatles?
Buck Owens. I didn't put the Ringo one on there, but do you know Shotgun Willie, the Willie Nelson song?
No, I don't.
Okay, give a listen to Shotgun Willie. Shotgun Willie sits alone in his underwear.
This is a Spotify playlist?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I could just want to switch from title at this point.
But the name of my Spotify playlist is Don't Mess Around.
I still think it should be the Dirty Pants playlist, but
I might, the Soggy Bottom Boys playlist. And so I spent I spent an inordinate amount of time putting this thing together, just having a joyful time, even putting songs I've never heard. What's the title of this song? The last Gunfighter's Ballad. Sounds pretty cool. Yeah. Let me go ahead and give that a listen. Do you know Harper Valley? Do you know Harper Valley PTA? I want to tell you all the story about the Harper Valley PTA.
I feel like I've heard that one, but it's like
it's like this lady's like a one-hit wonder, but it's essentially the PTA calls out this woman for not raising her daughter right, so she goes and fucking gives them all receipts about all the bullshit they're up to, and it's hilarious. That's
a Dirty Dress song.
Yeah.
What about Wanted Dead or Alive? Bon Jovi.
Oh, yes, but it's a little too rockin'.
You know what?
I've seen A Million Faces and I rocked them all.
Fuck yeah, dude. What's better than that? You know what I realized? Well, somebody pointed this out. A steel horse is a car.
Yeah, it's a motorcycle.
A motorcycle.
Yeah.
It never I never put two and two together in that
You thought
situation. I'm like,
he
why
had
does this horse steal?
he'd stolen it from the front of the grocery store.
Yeah, I thought it was a
Yeah.
stealed horse.
Yeah.
He just didn't know the word stolen. He's from New Jersey.
Or have
You
you
know where
heard?
Bon Jovi's from? I think
Yeah, he's from Jersey.
Yeah.
Yeah, him and all his friends. Have you ever heard the song "Fist City" by Loretta Lynn?
No.
Dude, okay, that's the last one I'll ask you if you've ever heard. But Fist City is essentially, it's like Jolene, except Loretta Lynn will fight you instead of just passively allow you to take her man. Because it's like, because in the song, it's like, yo, if you come around my husband or whatever and you're trying to flirt with him, like, I'm going to kick the shit out of you. You don't want to go to Fist City.
My grandma would have loved that song. My grandma Pat tried to run over my grandpa's new wife with her truck one time.
Look,
well, she gave her flyby. She buzzed her. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. Just step back from the plate. Yeah.
She just let her know.
Oh, if drinking don't kill me, her memory will. Had to put some sad ass George Jones on there.
The Possum. That song is unbelievable. George Jones is as good as it gets.
Or All My Rowdy Friends Have Settled Down from Hank Williams Jr., which is essentially a song about him being sad that his friends aren't alcoholics anymore. Like, he's the last guy. We all have a friend, you know, like the last guy that wants to go out and rage or do whatever, and he can't get anybody to go with him, and he's like really upset about it. It's like, come on, man, it's St. Patrick's Day. No, I think I'm gonna stay in tonight. No, come on.
I'm gonna stay in and Grubhub some 7-Eleven, dude.
Yeah, look, dude, I'm gonna get some tacos. I'm gonna put on Great British Baking Show. I'm just gonna chill out. No, come out for one. No, I think I'm okay. And then you hear that, like, you know, he stole a go-kart and he's in the jailhouse now. That's all my rowdy friends have settled down.
I always get calls randomly from an alcoholic friend of mine, and I just don't answer anymore because it's always like, "Hey, man, you remember back in the day, man?"
Yeah.
I can't have this conversation. I've got a job.
Yeah, I'm trying to build local celebrity. I can't do it anymore. So yeah, if you're on Spotify, look for "Don't Mess Around" or possibly the Dirty Pants Gang playlist.
Yeah. Dusty send me the link. I'll put it on the Instagram.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Look at that. Content farming.
Snark Marks Pod on Instagram.
Okay. So I did some research. I wanted to come up with a segment today. I like to not tell Andrew about the segments I'm going to do, and then hoist upon him these games that are of my invention. So, if you haven't heard, there was recently a movie called Borderlands that was released in these great United States of America that bombed terribly.
Is it based on the video game?
Based on the video game.
The video game's fun.
Yeah, I think we'll get into it. I think there's a reason why most of these video game movies fail when the property they're based on is fun. You know, the game is very fun, and it looks like it's trying to be a faithful adaptation of the game. Like, it's got the mask guy in it. It's got other Borderlands characters.
I'm seeing screenshots. That movie sucks.
It was directed by Eli Roth, who I loathe. You know, I don't want to wish for someone to not have success, but I don't like Eli Roth, and I don't like the movies he makes.
Did he do something?
No, he just makes bad movies and is sort of pretentious about it.
He was the Bear Jew. I'll give him the Bear Jew. Can we give the Bear Jew?
I give him that. Right. But he also made all the Hostel movies, which are awful. And that movie Thanksgiving, which I also did not enjoy. So, Borderlands is currently sitting at a cool 9% on Rotten Tomatoes, and has grossed $17.9 million against its budget of $115 million.
Oh shit! They're never gonna let the Bear Jew make a movie again.
It's maybe going to be the biggest loss percentage-wise relative to budget as far as for a movie in history. Like, it's making so little money. So that made me think there have been a lot of video game movies There have been a lot of movies. I'm strictly talking about adaptations of video games into movies.
Okay.
I have pulled 24 of them. I just randomly selected 24 and did some notes. I'm not going to make you listen to all 24. Just pick a few numbers. Give me a number between 1 and 24.
2.
We're talking Street Fighter from 1994.
Is that JCVD?
That's starring one Jean-Claude Van Damme as American soldier Guile.
Hell yeah, dude.
Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Hollywood once again just appropriating.
With he's got an American flag tattoo because the character in the game has an American flag tattoo. Famously in this movie, the screenwriter didn't know a goddamn thing about Street Fighter. They just took the name. And he was like, well, I don't want to make a video game movie. I'm going to make this weird sort of action war movie that won't have anything to do with Street Fighter except for the names of the characters. Nay, a fireball is thrown in this film. Fireball is like 99% of what Street Fighter is.
Yeah, we talked to Jacob about this one. This one pissed a lot of people off, didn't it?
It did, but it's early in the cycle of video game movies. Do you want to take a guess at the Rotten Tomato score for Street Fighter?
We talking critics or
this is critic review.
20? No. 17.
11.
Fuck.
11%. It costs $35 million to make, made almost $100 million. Successful is the Street Fighter movie.
Yeah, they tricked everybody though. I can't remember what Jacob had to say, and I'm not going to even try to because I know he's listening.
Yeah,
but he's yelling at his phone right now because there was something about like they were going to make another one or something like that. Or I can't remember what it was. Oh,
I'm sure they wanted to franchise it. They have made another Street Fighter movie that I didn't put on this list that has an even lower Rotten Tomato score. I think Street Fighter: The Legend of Chun-Li has like a 4%.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. But it did
made it The Legend of Chumley.
Yeah. I mean? All right, give me another number.
We went Jeter. 2. Yeah. We're gonna go A-Rod. 13.
Number 13, Gran Turismo. This is a more recent movie.
Oh yeah. Saw the trailer for this one.
Yeah.
Thought it looked good. Thought the trailer looked good.
It has David Harbour from Stranger Things.
Yeah.
It's about a guy who's really good at the Gran Turismo game getting to actually become a real race car driver.
They've done that before, by the way.
Right, which I think it's kind of based on a true story. So
yeah, they've allowed sim racers to drive race cars before.
Yeah. You want to guess the Rotten Tomato score for Gran Turismo?
71%.
Pretty good. 65.
Yeah.
This is a pretty well received movie. It cost $60 million to make, made 122. So
moderate success.
Yeah. I think in the end you squeak out some money probably.
Yeah.
But that's new. That's new shit. That's new video. Give me another one.
We'll go Mickey Mantle. We'll go 7.
Okay. Ooh, this one's gonna hurt Jacob, I think.
Okay.
Number 7 is Resident Evil from 2002. You're getting acid reflux from the idea of Resident Evil.
I speak for Dusty Strickland. Yuck.
Do you want to guess the Rotten Tomato score for the first Resident Evil?
55.
We're looking at a 36. Cost 33 to make. Made 133. So
big success.
Doing pretty good. Or no, I'm sorry, made 103. Still pretty good.
Still pretty good success, yeah.
Do you want to guess how many Resident Evil movies there are?
8.
There are 6. Pretty good.
Damn it.
Yeah.
Felt like 8, didn't it?
Sure, to some people. I mean, if you count the cartoon movies, I think maybe, but of the Mila Jovovich ones, there are 6.
Yeah.
So, All right, we'll do a couple more. Hit me with another one.
We'll go Lou Gehrig, 4.
Number 4 on this list. Personal favorite of mine. Owned it on VHS. We're talking Mortal Kombat Annihilation, the second Mortal Kombat movie.
Okay.
You want to go ahead and guess the Rotten Tomatoes score on this Mortal Kombat movie?
Well, it's got Brian Thompson in it. Let me make sure I know who this is, because I think I know who this is. I think, yeah, it's got Buffalo Bob from Joe Dirt in it.
Well, it should have made 10 times its budget then. Yeah.
I haven't seen the score. You said you liked it.
I said I owned it.
Oh, I thought you said one of your favorites or something like that.
I mean, yeah, I guess because I owned it, I don't know.
57%.
We're talking 4%.
4%?
4%. Only 2 chocolate bars.
What do you mean you only opened 2? It took
Dude,
me a second to realize what you're doing there.
You're doing the best that might be your best impression. Is that that British teacher at the gall of Charlie only eating 2?
Oh, he couldn't believe it. I could still see his face.
Yeah,
that son of a bitch.
All right. You want Mortal Kombat Annihilation cost $30 million.
Uh-huh.
Made $51.3 million.
Not a success.
Not too good. That's coming off the heels of 1995's Mortal Kombat, which had a 47% Rotten Tomatoes score. We're talking about a 43% variance.
Fuck. How did it do money wise?
Cost $20 million, made 122. But that's because that's why they made this. That's why they made the sequel. But people were tricked because Mortal Kombat 1 also not very good. Do you have
the new Mortal Kombat on there?
Let me see if I put the new one on here. I did not put the newest one on here.
What's it called?
Just Mortal Kombat.
No, that's gonna be fun to look up on fucking Rotten Tomatoes because there's 2 of them.
I think that might be the first one that comes up because there's only 3 Mortal Kombat movies. But
that's 2021. That was 3 years ago. Goddamn.
Yeah, that's pandemic time.
Oh
baby.
Wow. 55%.
Okay.
On critic score, audience score 86%.
It is a more they do a lot of the effects and shit that they couldn't do in 1995.
I think I enjoyed it.
Yeah,
I think it was like the new guy.
Yeah, that guy stinks. But
yeah.
All right, give me one more. Let's go with.
I think Paul O'Neill was number 21. I think. Okay. So we'll go with 21.
We're talking Max Payne. But Payne is spelled Payne because it's the name of a guy. Yep. Starring Mark.
Was number 21. Thank God.
Starring Mark Wahlberg.
Have you seen fucking Max Payne?
Have you seen fucking Max Payne?
Have you seen Huckabees?
I have seen Max Payne.
What happened to that guy, by the way? The Mark Wahlberg guy.
Oh, I have no idea. I don't listen to Doug Loves Movies anymore.
Yeah, this show got bad, didn't it?
It kind of got bad, I thought. But
yeah, he started getting really he started thinking that the show carries it and he doesn't need good guests anyway.
Or games, and he started being kind of mean. So
Doug Benson stinks. Like he kind of stinks.
Yeah,
he wrote a couple of my favorite jokes of all time. The multitasking pot smoker. A lot of people say pot smokers are lazy. I say that's not true. Just the other day, I'm a multitasking pot smoker. Just the other day, I was walking down the street. I was putting eye drops in my eyes. I was talking on my cell phone. I was getting hit by a car. It's a great joke.
The dog who writes signs, also a great joke. Yeah. But yeah, he started to get sort of mean and antagonistic with the audience, and I was like, well, I don't like that very much. So
yeah, now it's not like a weird thing to smoke weed. So like you're not cool anymore.
You're not doing anything. But Max Payne, so you want to guess the Rotten Tomato score?
47%.
16% for Max Payne. Cost 35 million, it made 85.8 million. So there might be a little bit of profitability in there.
Yeah. Do you have Doom?
I do have Doom.
The Rock one?
I do have it, yes. What do you think the Rotten Tomato score is on Doom?
26%.
18% for Doom.
These movies stink, bro.
Cost 65 million to make, made 58.7. Sorry, Dwayne the Rock Johnson. No dice today, brother.
Remember they were like doing a big thing that's like, we're shooting in first person mode.
Yeah. Great. That's exactly what I want, is to be wildly disoriented while I watch this movie. Just a couple more. A movie I really liked when I was a kid, or thought I did, Double Dragon. I don't know if you ever saw Double Dragon.
Of course I didn't.
Yeah.
Dragon.
12% on Rotten Tomatoes. Rough.
Okay.
For $7.8 million budget, $4.2 million gross.
Turns out one dragon gets you 6%. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Double Dragon, also a bad video game to adapt because it's just a side scroller beat 'em up. All you do is just punch the people you encounter. Like there's no real deeper. They took your girlfriend, but there's not like a hugely deep story to Double Dragon that needs fleshed out. And then the movie, if I recall, is like, there's some sort of ancient omen or some shit, and they gotta like deal with mysticism.
Ugh.
And all
I'm
this.
sick of ancient omens, dude.
No more. That's
almost as bad as the town being in on
it. And Assassin's Creed, which is a beloved video game. They're still making games of it today.
They're fun games.
Starring Michael Fassbender, who's a really good actor.
Yeah.
18% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Did any of the Tomb Raiders do good?
Well, so Assassin's Creed, this is kind of what I wanted to talk about more too, and we can talk about it in Tomb Raider. Cost 125 million to make, made 240 worldwide. I don't know if that necessarily means it did great. They probably aren't stoked about that. But Tomb Raider, the original with Angelina Jolie. There have been 3 Tomb Raider movies. But she was in the first one. 20% on the old Rotten Tomatoes.
Damn. I never saw any of those.
Cost 115 to make, made 275. So
yeah, they made a big deal out of those movies when they came out. I mean, that was like,
I remember Tomb Raider being a huge deal when it first came out. But by and large, most of these are really bad. The average, I took all 25 movies Rotten Tomato averages and added them up to get the mean. What is it? The mean?
The mean, if you add them and divide by the amount that you get, is the mean.
You want to guess what the average for these video game movies was?
24%.
An average of 30%.
Fuck. God damn.
It's rough all over. Let me see. It looks like, at least from the ones that I pulled at random, because I could have bullied some of these video game movies because there's some really bad ones that have low scores. It looks like Gran Turismo and the first Sonic the Hedgehog movie are the highest rated, with 64 and 60 and 65%. So the best video game movie on this list is not certified fresh.
That's I mean, it's hard. Video games are different than movies. You like video game characters for different reasons than you like movie characters. The one thing, The Last of Us, which apparently is like a beloved video game, won Game of the Year and was huge.
Yeah.
Apparently that show was decent.
I haven't watched the show, but I hear it's very good.
Yeah, Pascal, right?
Yeah, Pascal. I was talking with my wife about it, and even a movie like Uncharted, right? Uncharted is a beloved video game that for years had this sort of cinematic, because the cutscenes has this sort of cinematic appeal where you're like, oh shit, like I could see them making a movie out of this. It's a treasure hunting movie. The levels seem sort of episodic. You could sort of see it. Even that, 40% on Rotten Tomatoes. Cost 120 to make, made $407 million though. So it's like a huge success, but people didn't like it because it's in a video game when you're playing as the character and then you see the cutscenes, you're like, oh, this is very cool and cinematic. But when I'm just watching it as a movie, I'm like, well, this movie's kind of boring because I'm not doing the treasure hunting that I would like to be doing. That's in the game.
Max Payne in this.
Right. I just have to see the bullet time. And there are better versions of whatever this is. Like, because Uncharted's like Indiana Jones, essentially. But it was fun as a video game because you get to play an Indiana Jones story in the game. But then they made the movie and they forgot to make a good movie, a good version of Indiana Jones for the screen, you know?
Yeah, and I understand why people go to these, but I don't care about movie like I play a game called Overwatch, and they make all these cinematics and like all this lore for the characters, and like, you know, this person's part of this group and they grew up this way and this guy's gay and like all this different stuff. And it's like, I don't care.
Yeah. Does it affect
these people's backstories?
Yeah. Does it affect whether I shoot faster or yeah.
I don't care about any of that. So yeah, one thing I found out about Rotten Tomatoes, and I don't want to completely change the subject, but I brought it up. I don't know if this is still true. I know it was true in 2013, which is a while ago.
Okay.
But I don't know what the real answer to this is. Because we talked about in the past the biggest discrepancies between critic score and audience score.
Yeah.
I've got one that's 48% difference.
Wow.
It's a pretty big one.
Yeah.
It's got a 42 critic score and a 90 audience score.
Wow.
And it happens to be just about Jacob Kottner's favorite movie that was ever made in history. It's Rad.
Oh, yeah.
At one point, Rad had the longest, the biggest discrepancy between the two. Like I said, it was a long time ago, so there's a good chance it's been passed by now. But 42% critics, 90% audience. I've still never seen Rad. Found out yesterday, Lori Loughlin's in
it. Does that make you want to? Does that make you want to see it?
No, I mean, it doesn't make me not want to see it.
Sure, it hasn't moved you either way.
No, there's Lori Loughlin. There's a guy with a Scott Baio haircut. And a bunch of people I've never heard of. Bart Connor.
I suggest you watch Airborne with Seth Green and Jack Black. We talked about it last week.
I like both of those guys. Oh, it's a blading movie. You blade, bro? You ever blade?
I did blade. I used to blade quite a bit.
You seem like a blader.
All around town, yeah.
I was a scooter kid. I bladed a little bit, but I didn't blade that much.
Funny story.
Got a concussion on rollerblades.
Funny story. A couple of years ago, we got one of the kids rollerblades because they really wanted a pair, and we're like, okay, I guess maybe it's coming back. I don't know, but I'm like, you know what? I used to be pretty nice on these things. Like, let me take a look, and I couldn't figure it out. Like,
God damn it. I would fucking love a video of Dustin rollerblading.
I did not allow for video.
I bet you had a stupid helmet on.
I did not. Well, of course I did, because I'm not an idiot. I'm not 13 anymore. I'm too aware of my own mortality to no longer wear a helmet. Like, because I think that's why I couldn't blade, because I was so worried about falling and busting my ass, and like, I have to go to work. If I break my arm, that means I don't go to work. That means we can't pay the mortgage. That means I'm out on the street. For blades,
and then you got to tell everybody, like, and people ask you how you break your arm. You're like, I was on rollerblades in 2024 as a 40-year-old man.
Yeah. At Christmas, I decided to try to show the kids how it was done, and I was like a baby giraffe on ice, dude. Because I just couldn't get out of my head of like, the physics on this are impossible. This is so stupid.
Oh yeah.
Why would I do this?
When we built a giant ramp at my house one time, and it was just a launch ramp, and it like was damn near vertical at the top. And a bunch of friends came over, and we were just jumping everything landing on the grass in front of my house.
Yep.
And I hit it on rollerblades, and that thing shot me to the sky, dog. And
yeah,
it's grass, and I was like 13, so I was fine. But the concussion came because I fell on the back of my head on a different day. But this one, we were just like starting in my neighbor's driveway, going as fast as we could, and just hitting that ramp as hard as we could, and just shooting straight up in the air, like no problem.
Yeah.
But yeah,
That's why your bones don't set till you're older, so that you can do things like that and not severely injure yourself. You know?
It's crazy how much more it hurts now. Like 2 years ago, I bought a skateboard. I wanted to learn how to kickflip. I've never I landed one kickflip when I was a kid. It was on a like smaller than average. It wasn't on a little tiny board, but a smaller than average skateboard, maybe like a kid's board or something like that. I tried for like 6 hours, and I finally landed one at the end. And I'm sure I did it wrong, and I barely landed it. And I was like, I want to learn how to kickflip. It'll be a fun thing. I can just like go outside and like listen to a podcast and try to kickflip.
Yeah.
So I built a skateboard, bought a deck, bought the trucks, like put it together myself because I wanted to learn how to do that as well. And I took it to a friend's house who actually rides skateboards. And so I get the ollie down, and I'm trying to learn like a pop shove it because I'm like working my way into like trying to learn how to manipulate this thing.
Yeah.
And I do a pop shove it, and I land, and the board washes out from under me, and I fell, and I landed on my arm.
Yeah.
I didn't break my arm, but literally the moment my arm hit the cement, I didn't want to skateboard anymore.
Like, you know what? This was a fool's errand.
I haven't. It's been 2 years. I haven't ollied since. It's the board's at my dad's house. I don't even have it. As soon as I hit, I was like, I'm not doing this. Like I am not doing this.
A person that we both know, who I believe was I would call this person a friend of mine. He's certainly someone you know, mutually, had one of those hoverboards. That's like you put your weight on it. It's like, you
go forward and backwards.
Yeah. And I'm not into, like, I could never skateboard. I could rollerblade a little bit. And I'm not interested. I'm fine, but he had bought this thing, and he's showing me how, like, what he can do with it and all of this. And he's like, come on, try it. And I was like, really? I'm fine. And he's like, no, come on. And I was like, no, I'm good. And then finally, all right, I will relent. I will check this out. I get both feet on this thing for literally 1 second, maybe less than 1 second. It fucking comes out from under, because he's like, you just have to lean forward a little bit. If you lean forward too much, it'll fucking, you'll eat it.
It'll go backwards.
Right.
You'll fall forward. Yeah.
1 second on this thing. It comes out from underneath me. I go flying up in the air. I land on the cement of his garage, and I'm like, yeah, no, that went exactly how I thought it would. And now I have a huge bruise on my hip. So that's great. I'm not into it. If some sort of future tech comes along where we can only ride around on these fucking things, then I'm done, I guess. Like, I just can't do it. I'm not into it. I don't like it. So I get too freaked out about the balance of it, which causes me to then not have any good balance.
Because you exaggerate, you overcorrect and stuff.
Because I don't want to fall. I don't want to fall so bad that I make myself fall.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Doubt kills you. You know what I mean? My friend had a hoverboard, and I was riding it in his house, and I ran over his infant son's foot.
Well, you had it worse than me, I guess. I only, busted.
Yeah, no. Actually, I was fine.
Well, yeah. The emotional repercussions were much worse. So generally, back just to put a button on my point.
Yeah. Sorry.
No, it's good. These movies are bad. Most video game movies, almost all video game movies, by and large, are not good. And it used to be sort of the same problem that there was in comic books, which is they would take the thing that people liked, and then take the name and then change everything about the thing that people liked for whatever reason. Like,
Yeah.
oh, it's Super Mario Brothers. Let's not have them jump on anything or shoot fireballs or generally be Mario Brothers. They're just plumbers who.
Well, it's probably generally just a pretentious director with a grand idea. Or I think actually, and Jacob can correct me, and we'll do a corrections department next time.
Yeah.
I think for Street Fighter, they wrote a different movie that wasn't a Street Fighter movie, and they just called it. They ended up just calling it Street Fighter or something like that. There was like a big to do about that.
Well, and it was like over the weekend, this guy wrote the movie. They gave him a list of characters, and they're like, name the characters this, and then make whatever movie you want. You know.
Yeah.
And in Super Mario Brothers, it was like the thing was, well, regular people aren't going to understand what the goddamn Super Mario Brothers are because we as movie people don't realize that everyone has played Mario Brothers and has a general understanding of what it is, or that the people that want to see the Mario Brothers movie will show up, but not if you don't make the Mario Brothers movie. Like, it's the thing that comic book movies figured out and then, as you say, ruined everything. But like
everything.
They
literally everything.
But they didn't. So like they take the idea and then they don't do what the thing is, or they do. Now they've started to do exactly what the thing is, but it's not any good because a video game's not a movie, like you said.
They just don't translate well. There's very few video games that translate well, and that's why they made Last of Us a series, because they probably knew, hey, this translates. Because even when The Last of Us was, like, before it was anything on TV or movies, everybody who played it, I never played it, but everybody who played it was like, this is a movie. You're playing a movie,
right?
Like this whole thing. So.
Well, and it's zombies, so it's like they have a template with The Walking Dead. You know, it's not so far out there. But like Monster Hunter is a movie that's like pretty accurate to the idea of the game. 44% on Rotten Tomatoes. So like, but then you think, well, why do they keep making these? So the combined budget of all these movies is $1.7 billion. Took all 25 movies, what their budget was, and we're talking from 1993 all the way up to last year. Like the movies I picked, overall, the reported budget's about $1.7 billion. The gross of all of these movies, about $5 billion. So they're gonna, they're just gonna keep. And it's certainly helped by the newer Super Mario Brothers, which made $1.3 billion. So, and that movie's bad. It's really bad.
The new, I did a whole movie event for the radio station for it. I gave away tickets and everything, and it was like I didn't care. I could not care about this movie.
Yeah, it's just not like, it's very accurate to the video game in so much as like they're like, hey, it's Princess Peach, and you're like, oh shit, that looks like Princess Peach, but it's just not very good. Like, you know.
Well, and they were helped in that by the fact that it's animated, obviously, because that's another thing. Well, I got something to say though, but that's another thing though. Video games are weird, so there's like weird characters and stuff. Like if you look at Borderlands, there's literally a girl with like rabbit ears on one of her things, and like all the characters look really stupid because they look cool in a video game cartoon wise, and then you try to make a live action version of the cartoon with these stupid outlandish things, and it sucks and it looks dumb. And but Super Mario Bros. Movie, 59% critic score, 95% audience score.
Right. Well, and it's because, like you said, it's a kids movie, so all kids like you know, it's not made to entertain me necessarily. It's like, is this a good cartoon kids movie? And it is, and then it'll make $1 billion because it's also the Super Mario Brothers. But Borderlands, because the new Fallout show is pretty good. Like I like it, and I don't know, maybe TV is a better form, because I could see Borderlands being a more fun television show than a movie. Because in a movie, you have to establish the whole world, you have to establish the characters, you have to give them a mission, and then they have to complete the mission in about an hour and a half, and that's a lot of stuff to try to, like, all the weird Borderlands shit. Whereas, and Borderlands isn't really it's not an RPG game, really. You know, it's like you walk around, you collect stuff, you shoot people. There's not a huge plot to that game, but it's fun if you're playing the game because you get to.
Yeah, they're cool. They're cool weapons. The art looked really cool.
Yeah.
Like it was the whole the pull of the video game was not the story. It was that everything looked cool and felt satisfying to do,
Right.
which is a bad combination for making a movie out of. But so you said you're watching Fallout?
Yeah.
Do they stylize it like in Fallout the video game, like everything's stylized like in the 50s, 40s type stuff? Like there's a lot of music from that era and stuff?
Yeah, there's it's got a lot of the like sort of retro art design and like, you know, the thumbs up the Nuke Cola, and the music is very old timey. It's very like
That's cool.
Yeah, they
did a really good job with that in the games.
Yeah, and
they got Walton Goggins,
and I love a Walton Goggins, you know.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's just a more it's like a slower burn, but it feels more immersive and like there's more world building because you don't have to do it all in an hour and a half. So that's better. But I just thought like how bad Borderlands is doing. Let's do a quick retrospective on how bad video game movies are. Also, the lowest Rotten Tomatoes score was the aforementioned Mortal Kombat with Annihilation with 4%, and a movie called Blood Rain, also 4% Rotten Tomato score. Cost $25 million to make, made $3.7 million in the theater. But
I look at.
I believe it's directed by Uwe Ball, also the notoriously terrible director.
He's never missed.
Yeah.
Didn't that guy? What did that guy? He made. I always forget the name of this movie, and it sucks so bad.
Alone in the Dark, I think, is the movie you're
Alone in the Dark.
Yeah.
Fuck, that movie sucked really bad.
And I think Alone in the Dark might be a video game movie too.
I just remember Blood Rain. I never played it, but I would like the name makes me think of Bone Storm from.
Yeah, it's what sounds cool as shit. Blood Rain, and then you you spell rain RAYNE. So
sons of bitches. Yeah, Alone in the Dark has a 1% approval rating on Rotten Tomatoes.
See, I didn't even I couldn't remember if that was definitely based on a game or not, so I didn't put it.
I don't think it is.
It
is.
Yeah,
it is based on a video game. Yeah, that movie sucks. It's really bad, really, really bad, and it had a budget of $20 million and a box office of $12.7 million. Yes, it deserved to die, and I hope it burns in hell.
You want to do some trivia? Get out of here.
They made Tara Reid an archaeologist. That's how you know that movie sucks. Like, if you tell me, like, you're pitching a movie to me and you go, all right, so Tara Reid's an archaeologist, and you're like, no, let's stop right there. This movie sucks ass. There's no way this movie's good.
That's like in one of the Bond movies. My wife and I have been going back and watching some of them. In one of the Bond movies, Denise Richards plays a nuclear physicist or like something, and I was like, no. Look, you get to be in a lot of movies. You don't get to be this person in this movie.
Yeah. And listen, I understand we're perpetuating dumb blonde stereotypes, okay? But goddamn it, they're true, okay? I've got a blonde girlfriend. She dumb as a bag of hammers, all right? But I'm just kidding. I'm so glad that video game conversation would have been so exhausting for her that there's no way she's making it to this part to hear.
I was going to say she's going to run over to your apartment really fast because she can and kick the shit out of you.
Yeah, I know. I can't. By the way, I can't believe you guys said that a 105-pound boxer beats me up. I can't. I just can't. 105-pound female boxer. There's no chance.
Look, I don't want to relitigate. I think
I almost want to.
I think. Look, she beats.
She can be like 5'2".
She beats me up too.
No, she doesn't. That's the thing.
I think.
You've got like.
I think so.
Think of it this way. Think about it this way, Dusty. 105-pound female boxers don't knock out 105-pound female boxers.
Who are also trained how to fight. I don't know how to fight.
What I'm saying is they don't hit hard enough.
I bet they hit harder. I bet they hit harder than I get hit because I don't get hit. So You know,
I think the world of fighting has convinced everybody that if somebody's trained at all, it does, like size doesn't matter or gender doesn't matter, but it does. It really does.
that is
Like
that is your look. You're entitled to your opinion.
105-pound jiu-jitsu black belt girl, different thing. Unless she can't strike.
What if the girl who can strike knows jujitsu?
She probably beats me up. She probably, because she knows like the ground stuff.
Yeah.
If we're talking about a girl who could just punch, like just knows boxing,
Yeah.
and she's 30 pounds less than me or 40 pounds less than me, she's got no chance. And I'm not taking away her skill. I'm just like a foot taller than she is. I've got like 30 or 40 pounds on her. It's not even close, Dusty.
Look, you're allowed to believe that. I hope you never have to figure that out. So
I hope I do, because then I'll hold her head up like the spoils of war.
Yeah.
I'll bounce her head like the director on Tropic Thunder, and I'll be like, "Oh man, you guys thought I could beat up Andrew."
That's a weird reason to hope for the wasteland, so that you can prove that you have the fighting acumen. Yeah.
All right. So this is the Dozen Daily Trivia. It's Barstool Sports Trivia. There's 9 questions, 3 of which are sports, and the rest of them are general American culture. We're going to start with NFL. Who was the Chicago Bears kicker that hit the infamous double doink during their NFC wildcard game, lost to the Eagles on January 6th, 2019?
Not the most famous January 6th. Yeah. I don't know.
I can't remember what his name is.
I know Robbie Gould used to kick for the Bears. Is that a guy?
No.
Well, he's a guy. His name
popped up.
Yeah.
MLB. Billy Hamilton recorded 4 straight seasons with over 50 stolen bases for this NL team from 2014 to 2017. I think I know who this is. Or do you have a guess?
That's 100% you, yeah.
I believe it is the Cincinnati Red Stockings. Correct.
Oh, look at that. See, my baseball stuff, like, if it's just the NL, if they're just like the entirety of the National League, that's way too many teams to ever try to guess. So I just give up.
The thing that sucks for me with football is I don't know who's in the AFC, who's in the NFC.
Right.
It's a 50-50 shot for, I'm not joking, literally every team. I don't know one of them.
The Bengals are in the AFC, just so you know.
I know one now.
Yeah.
Okay. So Zach Randolph played 1 year at this Big Ten school before becoming a first-round pick in 2001. This is college basketball.
Well, the terrible thing is I know nothing about college basketball.
Yeah,
but
we're gonna.
Well, I know the Big Ten is like Michigan area.
We will do Michigan. I was gonna guess Syracuse.
Oh, I mean,
wrong.
Wrong as hell. Cool.
Geography. What is the state capital of North Carolina? Charleston?
I think that's South Carolina.
I always get that wrong. I think that happened with me and Mary the other day.
Is it Raleigh? Is Raleigh in North Carolina?
Raleigh is in North Carolina.
Yay!
Hey! Look at us, geography whizzes, both of us.
That Animaniacs song with the state capitals paying off.
Celebrity mashup. That is Matt Damon, I think, on the outside.
Okay, you can.
And our former boss Renee in the middle, I think.
Yeah, dude, I think I might.
Melissa McCarthy.
That's not a bad guess. I kind of get like I think I might have for real face blindness because I don't know who anybody looks like.
I was wrong.
Nah, man.
I think they both might be wrong, but I feel like that was like Matt Damon's head shape.
Sure.
I do okay with that one.
Yeah,
You really struggle with
I don't know what anybody looks like. I
found women are much better at the celebrity mashup than men. Like when they do the Barstool, like on the actual, like, because they have like a big tournament with this.
Yeah.
Every team has a girl on the team for the celebrity mashup, and they're like, the girls are like 21 in a row. They've gotten them right.
Yeah.
And like I've no idea. Snacks and candy. The words "our special recipe in a bite size" are sometimes found on the packaging of this brand of cookies, which is known for its small yellow/beige bag form.
That's a lot
Oh
of
man,
that's a lot of information that means nothing to me.
what is the yellow cookie? The yellow cookie bag. I keep thinking Nutter Butters, but it's probably not Nutter Butters.
Well, Nutter Butters are peanut butter. That's not a cookie. It's a sandwich. A
No,
tiny.
it's a Nutter Butter. It's a Nutter Butter peanut butter sandwich cookie, Dusty. That's what it's called.
Isn't Famous Amos the tiny cookies?
My family used to be really poor, so
Uh-huh.
instead of getting Famous Amos,
Uh-huh.
we had Heinous Anus. That's a Doug Benson joke.
Yeah.
Callback.
I thought you were gonna say relatively known Andy is the.
Do they have Famous Amos? Are they blue? I mean, are they yellow?
I think the bag is yellow.
Hey!
I don't like Famous Amos cookies because their cookies are chalky as shit.
Oh yeah, I don't like the chocolate.
No, they're not good.
What actress played the character Arya Stark on Game of Thrones from 2011 to 2019? Do you know this one?
It's shit.
I've got it.
Okay, go ahead.
It's Macy Williams.
Ah,
look at me.
Look at you.
Well, we're 2-2 right now.
Yeah,
we've got movies and music next. So these are,
let's see.
Yeah, I might be able to do music, but yeah, movies are your wheelhouse. Please be about fucking heavyweights. Dwayne Johnson played the high school football of a juvenile detention center. I'm guessing this is coach. They always have typos in these. Dwayne Johnson played the high school football coach of a juvenile detention center in this 2006 biographical sports drama featuring Exhibit.
X to the Z. This is a movie called Gridiron Gang.
Oh, I saw that movie.
Yeah.
I would not have gotten that right.
Not
dude.
A good movie. Maybe next week I'll do the Rocks movies.
We really should do the Rocks movies.
That'd be
and
fun.
Like check out like if he's ever made a good one.
Yeah.
Walking Tall.
Well, he made Fast Five, so there's no point to have that discussion. But we could have other discussions.
Music. Don't waste your time on me. You're already the voices in my head are recurring lyrics from what 2003 Blink-182 song.
You go ahead and take this one, Andrew.
It is very clearly Dumpweed.
Yeah.
But well, I can't believe they do it. Like,
oh man, what's the answer?
Oh, it's I Miss You.
Yeah.
It's I Miss You.
Where are you? That's what I'm.
Where are you?
I need the. That's what I say when I'm thinking of the answer, and I know it's in there somewhere.
No, I wrote a sketch. I remember my sketch with Tom DeLonge. It was when he was like trying to find the aliens. He's sitting in his house, and it's like a slow pan, and it's panning past like pictures of him with Blink-182 and all this, so it like shows you that you're in Tom DeLonge's house. And then you finally get to Tom DeLonge, and he's reading a book that says like do aliens exist? Question mark. And he's like reading it. He's got his feet up, and he closes the book and he puts it down, and he walks outside onto the. He's got a big deck outside his house, so you get a shot from the side where he like walks onto the deck, and he looks up at the stars, and he just yells, "Where are you?"
Yeah, he looks to the stars.
We don't have the Stars Academy. Check them out. We've got NFL mashup or college basketball. Are there any of these you want to?
I don't know how I could do any. Like it's all a guess.
I'm gonna try Syracuse.
Okay, yeah. No, look, it's just as good an answer as anything else. Couldn't be more wrong.
Only 10% got the mashup, and the mashup is Matt Damon and Annette Bening. Who knows what Annette Bening looks like?
That is really unflattering to Annette. That's really unflattering to Annette Bening.
Is that Frankie and Annette? Is that the Annette? That Annette?
No. She's
that's Annette Bonicelli or something like that.
Annette Funicello.
Funicello, there it is. College basketball, Michigan State. Fuck!
Ah, man. I never picked Michigan State, you know?
I hate it when it's Michigan State. The kicker is Cody Parkey.
Oh, of course.
Famous
NFL
kicker, Cody Parkey. I'm going to look up what Annette Bening looks like. Chrome tab, share.
It's really unflattering to Annette Bening.
I mean, that kind of
No.
it's kind of what she looks like, dog.
No, dog. With the dude haircut, it's no good.
Like in that one, she's trying to be Julie Andrews and shit.
Yeah.
What's she in? I've heard her name.
You know what? I don't really know.
It's like a Wikipedia.
Luckily, there's
She is in.
luckily there's a whole internet to let us know.
She won. Oh, she was nominated for 4 Oscars. God damn, 5 Oscars. Never won though, did she? Fucking loser.
Same amount of wins as the Snart Marks.
I think she's gonna be one of those people that has like a. There's no filmography tab. I refuse to use IMDb, so we're just not going to find out what she was in.
No,
Does she really not have a filmography tab?
It might be one of those things they have. Sometimes if a person's like in a bunch of stuff, it takes you to a different.
Yeah, but I don't even see that.
Hold on, I'm getting eyes on here. Career. There's acting credits and accolades tab. You got to open.
Oh, list of net betting performances.
Yeah.
Okay. She was in The Great Outdoors. She was in Mars Attacks, which I've seen.
Postcards from the Edge. American Beauty. That's the one that I know her from.
Captain Marvel.
She's in Open Range. Pretty good Western. Yeah, anyway, just a bunch of stuff I've never seen.
She stinks, and that was not an unflattering picture of her. Sorry. Who turned the lights out on you?
God. I was just in the back. I'm in the back room where the sun was shining previously, but now it's getting dark out there.
Did you pay the gas bill?
No. Well, I would still have lights if I hadn't paid the gas bill, wouldn't I?
No, I know you've got gas lanterns all around.
Oh yeah.
No, I was quoting Dumb and Dumber. Do you realize what you've done?
Oh yeah, the gas man.
All right, take us out of here.
All right, thank you everybody who listened and continues to listen. We appreciate it very much. Andrew, drop the socials at the top. We're out there. Look for my Spotify playlist on Instagram. I'd appreciate that. And we appreciate everyone who listens. We'll be back next week. I will put together The Rock's filmography to be properly lampooned on next week's episode. That'll be fun for us. And, come hang out with us. We're the Snart Marks podcast, where anything can happen except more lights in this room I'm in.
At least he made Black Adam.